Hello, my dear students. Welcome to the wonderful online educational platform of GLECTA. Today, I'm gonna teach you about your language and structure part. I'll try to make your session joyful and productive. So let's get started. Here, this is the introduction, okay? So opening and closing of the text is really having great impact on the readers. Authors Authors must use words and languages in order to create space in the mind of readers. Basically, it's about the introduction that opening and closing of the text is having the great impact on the minds of readers. So you must know like what kind of devices and the things and the different terms that author is using while writing the text. So this is the very important concept to remember. This extract is from My Family and Other Animals, a memoir by Gerald Durrell. Of 5 years, he and his family lived in Corfu. So, for the some time, now I have started reading the extract, so just read it with me, okay? For some time, the rose beetle man would turn up at the villa fairly regularly, with some new addition to my menagerie. A frog, perhaps a sparrow with broken leg. First of all, menagerie means a collection of different kind of birds and animals. So now, one afternoon, mother and I, in a fit of extravagant sentimentalism, brought up his One afternoon, mother and I, in a fit of extravagant sentimentalism, bought up his entire stock of rose beetles, and when he had left, let them all go in the garden. For days, the villa was full of rose beetles, crawling on the beds, lurking in the bathroom, banging against the lights at night, and falling like emeralds into our laps. The last time I saw the rose beetle man was one evening when I was sitting on hilltop overlooking the road. He had obviously been to time some fiesta and have been plied much wine. For he swayed to and fro across the road, piping the melancholy tune on his flute. I shouted a greeting and waved extravagantly without looking back. As he rounded the corner, he was silhouetted for a moment against the pale lavender evening sky. I could see his battered hat with the fluttering feathers, the bulging pockets of his coat, the bamboo cages of full sleepy pigeons on his back, and above his head, circling drowsily round and round. I could see the dim specks that were the rose beetles. Here the specks means the dots and the spots over the skin of that rose beetle man. So now, then he rounded the curve of road. There was only the pale sky with the new moon floating in it like silver feather, and the soft twittering of his flute dying away in the dusk. Okay, here I have written about the choice of name Rose Beetle Man. It directly, here the identity of the Rose Beetle Man is disclosed. It's not disclosed, but you can actually see and you can actually feel that the Rose Beetle Man was fond of butterflies, was fond of so many insects and animals towards him. He was fond of nature. The reader gets the impression he is mysterious. His real name is unknown. Durrell used verbs and adverbs swayed to and fro. Now you can see in this picture that moving to and fro means moving one position to another. Swayed means movement. Here extravagantly suggests the wave was over the top. The reader imagines he is very drunk from much wine. Alliteration. You can see fluttering feathers. Basically, alliteration means it's a kind of alliteration is a kind of poetic device. It's a kind of literary device which is used by the author in which he repeats same vowel or same consonant, same sound of letter again and again. For example, here is written fluttering feathers. So now what is the sound here? It's about the F, fluttering feathers. So it also highlights the movement of the man. Here, author is comparing the movement of the feathers of the bird with the movement of himself. Adjectives. Pale lavender evening sky contrasts the lively men to the calm surroundings. Here, there is the contrast. Contrast means being opposite. The reader can visualize his battered hat. Battered means old hat. Bulging pockets. Bulging means coming out pockets. He is scruffy against the beautiful sky. Scruffy means dirty against the beautiful sky. The simile. The pale sky with the new moon floating in it like a silver feather creates a gentle atmosphere along with the onomatopoeia, soft twittering, to describe the bird-like sound of the man's flute. Now, here also simile, it's just like two things are in contrary, two things are in opposite, means there was a gentle atmosphere and soft twittering to describe the bird-like sound of man's flute. Means here the atmosphere was gentle and the man flute was beautiful. Durrell uses a metaphor, use his flute dying away in the dusk. The word dying makes the reader feel Durrell's sadness, as it was the last time he ever saw the beetle man. So here you can see that I have taught you about different literary devices that have been used by the author in this extract. It will apply different kind of mindset and it will create different kind of scenario in your head. So it is a requirement that you should stick to the extract and literary devices that have been used in this extract. So thank you so much for joining, students. Bye bye.